Listen, Semen Retention Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro, we dropping videos after videos. We never get tired. It's all about the consistency. But let's stay on topic. Listen, at the end of the day, listen, on Semen Retention, you just have to learn how to control the voices in your head. Because if you can control the darker forces that are in your head, I repeat, if you can control the darker forces that are in your head, listen, it will set you free. If you flee from all temptation, if you flee from all lust, like the Bible said, listen, I don't care about the voice that's telling you, hey, let's go check out them curvy women on the hub. Let's go check out them curvy women on Twitter. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't care what voice is telling you. Let's go check out them curvy women on OnlyFans. At the end of the day, flee from all temptations. We with the left hand. Now, at the end of the day, listen, they want you to have lust so you can go to the divorce court, so you can go to child support agencies and get put on 70%. They want to take 70% of your resources. So if they take 70% of your resources, they completed the mission of making you a weak man. They completed the mission of making you lust. At the end of the day, if you can't control your lust, listen, I'm here to tell you, in 2025, you are out of there. I repeat, in 2025, you are out of there if you can't control your lust. Listen, they want you to focus on women with the curves. They want you to focus on a woman that can squirt and hit the ceiling. They can squirt and hit the Eiffel Tower. I repeat, from the ground on up, they can squirt and hit the Eiffel Tower. What does that and her curves and her squirting ability and her creaming ability have to do with business? What does that have to do with Corvette Z06 C8? That has nothing to do with the C8. At the end of the day, if you want to be successful, you have to flee from all temptation. Because the one thing that brings all multi-million-dollar successful men down is lust. See, Diddy, he couldn't control his lust. Not to talk about Diddy off topic, but listen, that's a guy who couldn't control his lust. At the end of the day, this is what happens when you can't control your lust. It will come to bite you in the end. At the end of the day, if you're looking for a generational run, listen, you have to flee from Lucifer. I repeat, you have to flee from Lucifer. That's Lucifer telling you, yeah, we went 175 days of semen retention. You know what I'm saying? It won't hurt but to just peek and see a naked female on OnlyFans real quick. It's only $8. At the end of the day, listen, it's not just $8 because you guys don't understand. You're paying with your soul. I repeat, you guys don't understand that you're paying with your soul. At the end of the day, it's programming you to get on child support. I don't care what nobody tells you. Listen, SEX is programming you to get on child support. Listen, watching corn sites, watching a hub, watching XX content, watching OnlyFans content is programming you to get on child support. It's programming you to stay around a disrespectful woman. It's programming you to be comfortable around the wolves. You're going to get too comfortable around the wolves. I repeat, it's programming you to be comfortable around the wolves. You're going to get too comfortable around the wolves, and that is a dangerous position. Listen, you got to understand, the world is a jungle. This is a jungle, and if you get too comfortable around the wolves, listen, at the end of the day, whatever happens to you, happens to you. If she deletes you, if you get put on $10,000 a month child support, if you get put on $160,000 child support per month, listen, whatever happens to you because you got comfortable around the wolves. At the end of the day, listen, a lot of relationships wouldn't have started if the guy wasn't lusting from the beginning. Listen, bad relationships come from guys who have lust problems. The only such thing as a bad relationship, it comes from a guy with a lust problem because he didn't see the disrespect from the start. At the end of the day, listen, disrespect doesn't just happen out of the blue. A woman doesn't just delete you and doesn't just stab you in your sleep. A woman doesn't just cheat on you. Listen, it was signs soon as you met her. Soon as you went up to her, it was already signs. You don't even know her, but you like her curves. That was the first sign of disrespect. You disrespected yourself for not fleeing from temptation. At the end of the day, listen, you guys are going outside. And I'm here to show you guys how to stop going outside. Listen, I'm not gonna keep letting you get led to the wrong. I'm not gonna keep letting you guys get led to hell. At the end of the day, if you want to lead yourself to hell, that's a different story. But the guys who are innocent, listen, I'm the sheepdog, and a lot of sheeps are innocent. They don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize why they're playing the dating game. Listen, at the end of the day, the dating game, Bumble, Hinge, that's all for future child support. I repeat, Bumble, Hinge, listen, that's all for future child support and future alimony people. That's all for people who are about to get 70% of their resource taken out of their freaking bank account. You guys are gonna get 70% taken away. And if you get 70% taken away, how are you gonna get your dream car? How are you gonna get real estate? How are you gonna be able to afford a $1.2 million mansion in Budapest, Hungary? You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to afford a $1.2 million mansion in Europe, because the government is taking 70% out of your check. Then you're going to have to go on YouTube and race bait. You're going to have to make racial discrimination type content. You're going to have to race bait. Oh, why does the white man succeed? And why does the black man not succeed? The black man is not succeeding because he can't control his lust. He's around disrespectful women that calls him a boy. But that's from the corn programming. That's from the sites. That's from the OnlyFans programming. They had rude women on there. They was selling their cat, and dudes was buying it, and they was calling them a boy. At the end of the day, you guys gotta understand. Once you get disrespected the first time, listen, you gotta block them. I repeat, that's from all the programming from the red pill. They telling you how to get your ex back. Listen, your ex was disrespectful. If you get her back, she's gonna run the same woo-wop on you. I repeat, if you get your ex back, she's gonna run the same woo-wop on you. You guys are thinking with your little head instead of thinking with your big head. Listen, at the end of the day, you have to treat everything in life like business. Listen, you got to let her go. Listen, she's disrespectful. You cannot let her disrespect you. Listen, there's only one leader in a relationship. There's not two leaders. There's not two kings. There's not two queens. At the end of the day, who is the king of the relationship? Is it the woman or is it the man? At the end of the day, if it's the woman, listen, at the end of the day, she's disrespecting you. She doesn't even know her role. And she only speaks one language. That's disrespectful. Listen, at the end of the day, she doesn't care about other people. She only cares about her. She doesn't even take the time to learn another language. Listen, that's selfish to me. At the end of the day, listen, nunca. We can never do that. Listen, at the end of the day, semen retention gang, you know what's going on. You have to flee from temptation, because the red pills agendas, they're right. Listen, they're trying to distract you just like OnlyFans, just like Lucifer. They're trying to do the same thing, but they don't realize that they're not the wolves. The red pill coaches are the sheep. They're trying to act like the wolf. They have wolf clothing on. AMS got wolf clothing on. But he's a sheep. He doesn't even know better. At the end of the day, it's older men giving younger men bad advice. He's telling you to smash women to sleep until she says she's pregnant. And now you live at your parents' house. Listen, now your kid got to grow up with an unsuccessful father, an unrich dad that didn't take care of his own responsibilities. You're a father that didn't handle business. Listen, you're a father that didn't stand on business. This is making men weak. At the end of the day, listen, semen retention gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.